Welcome back to more Tokyo Xtreme. So last time, we did get humbled at the end by Skill Model I, but other than that though, things went really well. We took down some very dangerous Wanderers, and had our rematch against Melancholic Angels, so yeah. I'd say that went pretty good. This time though, we have one more Wanderer I want to take on, and then I think it's good to go to the next stage. Still, a lot of Wanderers need specific cars, which is a bit annoying, but we might start taking them down in the next stage. Because our BP situation is not looking too bad. So yeah. Now the annoying thing is that I need to turn around for this guy, but that's okay. So yeah, let's go to the shoreline. So yeah, we have a foe that we want to take on in the next stage then in Skill Model I. So we'll see. And we'll also see if she's easier on the base shoreline too, because we're probably going to be fighting her there, so yeah. But yeah, we can take her on while we're just, completing the stage with our new car in the next stage, so yeah. Our new car's going to be very fast, so yeah. It's going to be a bit of an upgrade when compared to RX-7. The RX-7 has done us very well, so yeah. We had a lot of amazing battles with it, a lot of close calls, so I'm going to be sad to see it go. Because yeah, I think we're going to be switching to a new car in this part, but anyway. At the end of it, when we talk about all the new cars in the stage, that's okay. But anyway, so Roulette Guy number 3, he's gonna be an upgrade, now he's Roulette Guy version 3. Apparently this is supposed to be a reference to Tokusatsu, according to the info we got for it. So that's a bit interesting. And yeah, you probably want to be a bit careful, because he's not going to be the only opponent. So we're going to get past him. We'll get into attack range, and then I'll stop using my nitrous. So let's see how this goes on the one gun. I'm a bit worried. I feel like I'm not going to have the speed, but we'll see. With what's about to happen, so yeah. This is a very funny Wanderer. I do like the fact that they added them. And this is in the full release too, because yeah, you're going to notice what's about to happen obviously right now. Yep, he was the opening act. Now we have to take down Roulette Guy number 1 and number 2 together. Which, yeah, they teased this for a very long time, and it was probably a very long wait too, considering, they're in early access. They don't get a boss scene though, I kind of wish they did, but that's okay. So yeah, definitely want to get away from them, because again, they're quite dangerous now. They're very fast, so yeah. Compared to what we were dealing with in the last spot though, they're not too bad, although yeah, one of them is getting a bit close for comfort, so yeah. They're boosting fast. But they made mistakes, that's good. Yeah, you may notice I'm relying a lot on the opponent's like mistakes, yeah. That's kind of a thing of the series, I guess. Apparently this game's no exception, so yeah. Anyway, that'll be that, so yeah, let's return to Garage. I think it's time we end this stage now. But of course, we can talk about Roulette Guy version 3, so yeah. Alright, so yeah, let's go back to the reference. And let's look at our latest Wanderers. So yeah, we're doing pretty good on Wanderers. Again, all that's really left in the first batch is the Wanderer Starfire Civic Cars and Invasion Princess, who needs 2,000 kilometers, so yeah. And in the new batch, obviously, Gold Ice needs a Civic Car, Sonic Ubers needs a car we don't have, a Bullet Truck car, and then you, yeah. We still need to do Secret Blend though. Again, it'll probably naturally happen if I keep going to that parking area in Shibaru, but that's okay. Gen X7 needs a front wheel drive, so we need to wait on that. Flying Fish needs a Civic Car, Helver Road needs a Civic Car, and Red Storm, we can take on now if we want, but we're not going to, because they're going to always be around, I think. But anyway, defeat all members of Roulette Guy to unlock, that makes a lot of sense, and it shows up at the end of the room at a parking area, which you can view here, which I'm going to show again. And yeah, this again, if that doesn't make sense, go ask that Tokusatsu that Sentai Silver, so yeah. So that's all you need to hit. Also, yeah, that's locked. I heard there's a way you can unlock these by paying money, but I'm not so sure that's actually a thing or not. But anyway, I mean, you just had to, read it. But anyway, So according to what we heard about that guy, if we go back to all the way back to Roulette Guy, when you look at Roulette Guy number 3, he is indeed the same person. So yeah, he basically came back for revenge, basically. Kind of. It's kind of like those wanderers in Racing Battle C1 Grand Prix. But anyway, Issei Morimoto's back. He's a professional racer, apparently. And yeah, Roulette Guy version 3 with his souped up 8.6. He gained overwhelming power after Roulette Guy number 1 and number 2 modified his machine. Seeing this, Roulette Guy number 5 declared from this day on, your roulette dude V3. And Crystal on the spot. I don't know why he's not Roulette Guy version 3 like it says there, but oh well. And Crystal on the spot. While he feels dragged into the twins' hobby, he can't help but enjoy blasting through the Shooter Expressway and his dramatically faster ride. Truth is, he's just the opening act for number 1 and number 2's twin strategy, but he seems happy enough with that one. So yeah, there you go. Alrighty, time to take on the Kurosaki brothers. So, they're over there, so they're not too far away. And yeah, if I really want to, I can take on Red Storm if he's around, but which he is actually. He's a bit far away. And again, we'll take him on whenever, it's fine. Because his requirement's 400 wins, so yeah. If he was near the Kurosaki Bros, I would have taken him on, but he isn't really. And the Kurosaki Bros are right next to an in point, so yeah. We're just gonna take him on. So anyway. Oh yeah, this stage, yeah, again, I don't think the RX-7 is actually the best car, but I do think that, yeah, you do want an RX-7 later anyway, so it's nice to at least give it a go. I do think that, yeah, maybe the GR Yaris and the Skylines would have done a little bit better, but it's fine. Is again, like I said, my driving skills aren't that good, so compared to probably the person in the guide that's making the guides, but again though, it's fine though. Again, this guy did do a lot good though. You can't get a lot of strong opponents with it, like I kind of told before, but anyway. So, these 3, yeah, it's 3 of them obviously, they have their old cars back from Import Cheer Challenge. So let's see what they can do with them. Obviously start with a Crimson Boy. Now of course the problem with this battle, overheating. So we want to take him on fast. What I recommend doing is make sure you get ahead of Crimson Boy, because if you don't, he'll annoy you a lot. That's kind of what happened in my first playthrough. So yeah, I only barely scraped by with before the engine overheated, so yeah. At least that's what it felt like. He does have his first skill, which is reducing the damage he takes, which isn't great for us, obviously, so yeah. Because it means he can catch back up. But we can block him, give him a taste of his own medicine, so yeah. And once again, we can wait for him to make a mistake. Like usual. Well, you know, I can use a little bit more. I'm not really gaining anything from doing that, so yeah. Well, he made a mistake finally, so yeah. Actually, no, he didn't. So I need to get away from him again. Alright, then this will be interesting. It'll be like my first playthrough again, so yeah. That's not good either. That did not go cleanly at all, which is not a good sign because we still have 2 more bosses to go. We have Golden Hanya now. In a 300 ZX. And this is his old car in Import Cheer Challenge as well. Yeah, this battle is directly from Import Cheer Challenge. This is how you fought them in that game, so yeah. Except that, yeah, I'm pretty sure Principal would ambush you. When you complete the area, which I think was the C1, so yeah. And also, your health carries over, but because of self-love, that doesn't really matter, so yeah. Yes, I can heal. That's good. He also has the defensive skill, which isn't good, because, yeah, again, I want to beat him quickly, but he's a lot easier than Crizzle Boys, so that's good. So now I have basically a full-blown Nitrous for our last opponent. I am the old man, obviously. And he's driving his old car too, the R34 GTR, so yeah. Let's see what we can do. And yeah, they went from all driving the same Subaru to now all driving Nissans, which is interesting. Let's see if I can get them here. Again, overtaking them is very good. A lot of their strength comes from blocking you and stuff, so yeah. So that makes sense. Great. But it looks like he made a mistake, so yeah. Crimson Boy was the hardest of the three, so that's kind of funny. That's it. Stage 3 is done. Onwards to stage 4. I mean, also get all that cards too. So this is your true strength. We gave everything we had, but we still lost. Not bad for a rookie, I'll give you that. Our leader, the second Snake Eyes, he's accepting a race like you to emerge. After all, you're the perfect bait to draw out the Sith Emperor. Apparently the Sith Emperor only cares about new challenges. To drag him back onto the battlefield, we a sacrifice, the hottest race at the moment. But damn, with this Phantom is down to just Namahake. Shit, how pathetic. Money Stringer doesn't seem to know about Namahake. Since he started work as a member of Phantom 9, he's been using several different names. He's a lucid man. His former name was Purple Media. Alright, so this is a lore dog. Yeah, no one really knew who Purple Media was. The only thing we did though was that, yeah, is what they're about to talk about, I think. But yeah, this game reveals that yeah, Namahage and Purple Media are one and the same, which is very interesting. Anyway, so Purple Media, the legendary street racer ruled the Shuto Expressive full Sith Emperor. And he's also Sith Emperor's mentor. Yes, a traitor inside of Snake Eyes against his own disciple. Quite the interesting character, don't you think? Yeah, that too, yeah. Purple Media, his motivation before, well, it's interesting, because he was one of the final bosses in Tokyo Xtreme Racer 2. And then Jinte with the VM, aka Sith Emperor. And then you come back in Tokyo Xtreme Racer 0 to get revenge for Jinte, Sith Emperor. Anyway. I'm not going to read that because I have this opportunity, but well. With every attack repelled, every blow deflected, the target's soul grows purer and purer. It's the nightmare playing out again. A ritual to resurrect the lost legend. Chains of obsession sink into the pitiful sacrifice's throat, never to let go. And we get 10 million CP. And it's onwards, obviously, stage 4. And Chain's a new car, obviously, because I should have the BP to buy a new car, so yeah. And the money, obviously. But yeah, let's have a look at what we're dealing with. So, of course, we got the Hazuka Angels again, but anyway. So yeah, we can have our rematch against Scalable High. But yeah, for Rebuild the Legend, we have 3 teams. Top level, Freeway, and B Legend. We better have B Legend of course, so yeah. Then Return of the Bastards has Unlimited, Neo Limited, who as I can tell by their stickers, they're kind of related, and then 2 Limit. And then Rise of New Generation only has 2 teams, Chi and K Racing and Club Garuda. And Club Garuda we've heard a bit about, so yeah, let's just say. And of course there's a lot of Wanderers too, so yeah. And some of them our RX-7 can do, not our next card, so yeah. Anyway, before we do that though, let's get some upgrades. And because of that, yeah, we want to... Actually, no, we don't have to upgrade the RX-7 now. When we next use it, which again, I think for the next part we're going to be using a new car. We're going to be using a new car, so... But anyway, so we don't have to tune it now, because again, I might beat Rebirth of Legend, then I'll be able to put the engine parts in it, we shall see. But anyway, so that done. Yeah, let's go to the reference first. Actually, before we go to the reference, let's go get Ela, because we did get a couple of new cars thanks to the Wanderers we took out, and also other things too. Yeah, we also got those 3 cars, but we also got this car here. Because we unlock this first, we'll have a look. It's Plamos. Yeah, it looks a little familiar. This team is very weird. I can't wait to talk about them. Maybe we'll talk about them again when I rematch. Skill Model I. Anyway, we also got the 9 members cars, the Kurosaki Bros. New cars, or all cars in this case. You got the Crimson Z, which obviously is a pre-50 Z. The turbo, interesting enough, so yeah. And yeah, it looks pretty similar to the Import Trans, so yeah. Then there's Golden Zed, the 300ZX, the Golden Hanya drives, obviously. Yeah, all of them got... Well, Crimson Boy didn't actually give me a good fight. The others got completely messed up by, Like, it got completely messed up by, what I'm trying to say, the C1, the Ginza section. Anyway, and then finally Iron Old Man and his Iron R, which actually has less power than the rest of them, which is kind of interesting, but anyway. But there you go. And there's all our new cars there. Let's look at the reference. So yeah, let's read about their rematches, because they do get new bios thanks to these, so yeah. Let's start with Crimson Boy. Obviously, Masamichi Kurosaki, he's once again a model. Born in a natural driving sense, his car is tuned to a shrew-like level that is unmanageable for the average person. His aggressive driving from the start leaves the opponents with no chance to counterattack. He's always looking for skilled opponents who can entertain him, and was the first to join the reformation of Phantom 9. He likes the current Snake Eyes and has little friction with them, sometimes teasing him with a senior attitude. Golden Hanya, Masanori Kurosaki, Crown School teacher as usual. He seems like a power supremacist at first glance, but his true value lies in his sharp observation skills and keen intuition. He reads the movements of surrounding cars, including his battle opponents, and demonstrates impressive high-speed slalom with dynamic line taking. His rough speech and actions stand out, but he surprisingly values honor. He crashes Snake Eyes but does not break away, partly because of his thoughts on the twisted master-student relationship between him and the previous leader. He has no intention of expressing it. And finally, Iron Man, Masakazu Kurosaki, loyal once again. Hard work to face the machine head-on through hundreds of trials and errors. 4 years ago, after suffering defeat in a battle with Sun Racer, he thoroughly reanalyzed his own driving, and now his brother's scratch. BNR Fable's high control performance has been fully unleashed, giving the most stable cornering among the three brothers. Not particularly close to Snake Eyes, he understands the obsession with absolute strength, born from his burning desire to churn Swift Emperor. So there we go. Alright. What car to get? So, not too many. Most of the cars were unlocked in the last stage, but there's a lot of interesting ones to talk about, like Subaru. We can now get the WRX S4 STI. Again, I don't think it's not a very visually appealing car for me, but it is very good though. It's the best car on this stage because it tunes really good, it doesn't cost that much to upgrade, and yeah, it's just very fast. Like, yeah, this thing tunes surprisingly well despite how it starts out, so yeah. I used it in my first playthrough and I was not disappointed, this thing's really good. So yeah, and like I said, even though it doesn't look that good, it has kind of grown on me a little bit, and yeah, it is a 4-wheel drive car, so it would satisfy surfing Umibozu, so it would be a good choice if I didn't use my first playthrough. Up next, another weird choice. The Honda Civic Type R FL5, but also you could get the FK2, but the FL5 is way better. One reason mainly, there's a Wanderer who only fights this car, once again, so yeah. But anyway, the Civic Type R, the ultimate front-wheel drive hot hatch, basically. Although now it's more like a saloon, to be fair. Yeah, this thing again, not as fast as the WRX, but of course, it satisfies Wanderer conditions, and it's might be easier to drive being a front-wheel drive car. Yeah, this car basically maximizes everything about being a hot hatch, which is really cool, so it'll be fun to talk about later. And again, you could also get the FK2 if you like what it looks like better. But again, there isn't really a need to, because again, the FL5 does everything this car does, but a bit better, so yeah. Especially with one of the requirements, but anyway. After that, we got another interesting choice. A bit more conventional, the RZ34. So yeah, this car again, doesn't handle as good, doesn't, it's basically, it's a bit of a step behind when compared to WRX. And maybe the Civic, but again, it's near for a Wanderer, although this Wanderer you can skip out upgrades, although with my money, I probably don't need to do that, but hey. But yeah, again, you do need to buy all these too. Like, yeah, pretty much all these cars, we need to go down the list, obviously, so yeah. But again, yeah, it's not that far behind though. And yeah, it's even pretty good on engine swap, unlike the other two, so that's interesting too if you're interested in that. And again, yeah, not a bad choice. It's also FR, which again, all of them are actually different, so that's interesting. Subaru is obviously four-wheel drive, the Civic's front-wheel drive, and this is FR, so yeah. Again, it's just solid. Like, it's not gonna reach the same heights as the Deverex, but it's not that far behind. So you can obviously use it. And of course, it's good for Wanderer, so we're gonna be driving it later anyways, so yeah. And then after that is the Lexuses. The RCF, now here's the problem. You may notice they're kind of pricey. They're also very expensive to upgrade. So if you're short on money, they're not good choices. But the good thing is you can just get the C500 right here, right now. So it might actually be better with BP in mind. But anyway, so the thing about these two, they're heavy, but they make up for it. Well, at least the RCF does. The RCF makes up for it for being actually really good at handling. Despite that, it's still a little bit behind the RZ34 because again, it's a boat in terms of weight, but it does make up for the handling, and again, it's also pretty good at engine slots too. It's a pretty fun choice. One I wouldn't mind trying one day, I must admit. Then there's the other Lexus, the LC500. This thing is like the heaviest car in the game, other than the Velfire, so yeah. But again, it can also use engine slots well. Unlike the other two Lexus in the game, it actually has visual customization. Yeah, that's another thing too. The RCF, you can't put aero, you can't even put the liveries on it either, so yeah. The LC500 though, you can at least put air on it. I don't know about liveries though, so yeah. But yeah, it costs tons to upgrade, it costs a lot to buy in the first place. This is a weird choice, but again, if you want a heavyweight car, that's what you're feeling, and you want something that could be fun with engine slots later, it's an option. I don't think it's as good as the RCF, but you could use it if you want. Another weird thing about it, it's the only car in the game with a 10-speed gearbox, which could be good if you're on... Well, it's annoying on manual because you have to shift constantly, but it does mean that, yeah, if you're on manual, you can put it in 10th gear while cruising and it'll never overheat the engine, which is nice. And then finally, unfortunately, the Honda NSXs. So the problem with these two, they're kind of underpowered for what they need to do. Like, yeah, not enough power, they cost tons to upgrade and buy, and yeah, they just don't, you know, do what the best cars on the stage do. But you can still use them, they still handle well, and they're basically the only MR cars that are competitive in this game, so yeah, and then the cars underneath them, but yeah. Definitely a bit of a weird situation with these two, but yeah, you can definitely use them, and if you want one, the NSXR and A2 is probably a little bit better, so yeah, when compared to the Type S0, so yeah. And again, kind of showing that, yeah, these cars were better, and also not amazing with engine slots because you'll upset the balance, because these MRs really require good balance, basically, to make them work, so yeah. But anyway, so yeah. I was thinking about the NSX, weirdly enough. It's just that, yeah, it's so different from every other car in the game, that's kind of why I wanted to get it. But I think we're actually going to go with the Civic Type R. So to do that, we need to buy the EK9, the FK2, and the FL5. So there we go. And we still have a lot of BP left, which is nice. I can definitely buy some of the other cars we need for Wanderers. But let's have a look though, because yeah, we can also get Aura Dignity level 4, and Overflowing Composure level 4, so there we go. And then, is there anything I want here? Probably these two, right? And then I'm gonna just get this for convenience. And now, yeah, pretty much all I really need to do is save up my BP for upgrades and cars. So yeah, I say that's good. I could also get this, but I don't think I need it because of my money, so yeah. But yeah, I do have enough for this, so that's good because we're actually getting close to 200 billion, so yeah. Alright, let's go buy a new car. I think in the next part, I'm actually going to give it the livery. That means I can do it in my own time, which is a little bit more convenient. But anyway, here it is. This Honda Civic Type R FL5, and this will be our next car for the next stage, so yeah. Yeah, this thing is surprisingly very good, but then again, considering what this car is like in real life, I'm not that surprised. But anyway, I need to give it a new license plate too, so yeah, because there's a lot of Wanderers who need license plates in this stage, so yeah. So we're going to be constantly treating that. But anyway, we're going to go up to 412 PS, and then 441, and then 463. Yeah, we're a lot stronger compared to the RX-7 in terms of power. And this thing handles really good for what it is too, so yeah. Anyway. did get to drive this thing, because of course it's near for a Wanderer, so yeah. And I was pretty impressed with that. We'll see how it does throughout the whole stage. 1400 is not bad for a modern car. Modern cars are generally more heavy because, well, there's more in them, so yeah, when compared to older cars. And also, obviously get the nitro, so there we go. 463 PS, 456 speed metric, so that's interesting. Let's tune it up a little bit now. So yeah, we'll do -3 camber, -2 on the rear, and then yeah, -3 on the ride height. And then +5 offset. I do think that looks slightly better, so yeah, I'll definitely take that. Tire lift is fine. We don't need to touch the ABS or the brake in this case. LSD. This is a front wheel drive car, so we're gonna go with, actually interested in the 1.5. Normally with a front wheel drive car, you go with one way, but in this case, we're doing something a little bit different, so yeah. We're gonna go with +3 and +6. Yes, again, I think it's because, yeah, this thing is not like a normal front-wheel drive car. It's, like I said, this thing like pushes the limits of what a front-wheel drive car can be. So yeah, it'll be a fun car to talk about, that's a thing, sure. Because yeah, there's a lot I could talk about with the Honda Civic Type R. That's kind of the reason why I decided to get it anyway. A little difference here, we're actually getting a bit of depth bounce. So there we go. And we're actually going to be touching the stabilizers too to help it understeer. That is definitely one problem on a front wheel drive car, especially one with this much power, so yeah. And then finally, the gear ratios, they're already really close as is, so all we need to do is touch the final drive. We're going to put it down to like 3.2. So acceleration's already pretty decent, so that's nice. There we go. Now we are 343 kilometers per hour top speed. That's quite a lot. And then yeah, last thing we'll do, aero. So yeah. So let's have a look. So you know, with the Varus one, the Genki one, or the Genki one. I think I'm gonna go with this one does look nice, I must admit. I think I'm gonna go with the non-carbon one. Then for front bumper, you can go with the Varus one again, the Blitz one, or the Mugen one. They're basically all front splitters, so yeah, I'm gonna go with the Mugen one. I think I remember liking the Mugen body kit a lot with this car, so yeah. So let's see. Once again, we can add a lot of carbon fiber. I think I'm going to do that. We're not going to do it with the bonnet though for some reason, but anyway. Then the rear bumper, you can add the fuses basically. But again, I think I'm going to go with the Mugen. And then finally, rear spoiler. That's a pretty cool rear spoiler, I must admit. But yeah, we can get a big one. And you also get the Mugen one. You know, let's just go with the Mugen look. I think it looks pretty cool. You can get it in real life too, which is also pretty cool. I don't remember what the Mugen so Type R FL5 is like, but hey. Then for Neon, this I'll probably need to decide on a bit later, but what am I feeling at the moment? Yeah, no, maybe purple again. I'll think about it though. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna go with white at the moment. It'll kind of depend on what the car looks like later, I think. And I decide on what colors I want. Doing all screens is nice because I can basically take my time and make it look awesome, so yeah. I'll go with white at the moment and we'll see what colors match up well. And then yeah, you can do more brake stuff. Once again, I'm gonna go with twins, and then we're gonna make it red again. It's already red to begin with, so yeah. So it makes sense. So yeah, add more twins, add more red. There we go. And then we can add the rose again. Yeah, I think I'm gonna, we added so much carbon to it that yeah, I'm gonna go with I mean, you can't really tell the difference, but we'll go with that one there. I'll go with this one, the rear. And finally, there's the wheels. Oh, I could spend a lot of time on this. That one's not bad. But I'm liking those ones, I must admit. So yeah, but I wouldn't mind some 5 spokes, I must admit. Or maybe these. These look like with black because I think that's the color I want. Those actually look really nice. I'm gonna go with those. And yeah, we can make them very large. I'm gonna go with 20. Yeah, I think I'll go with 20. Hey, get some really wide tires. And there we go. So this is what we look at the moment, and next time you're gonna see it look really cool. In terms of auras, though, I should mention. Now we have the auras from another Cock Angels rematch and Highway Gambler, so that's nice. So like I could go with that if I really want. But I might take up some more auras because yeah, there's actually some cool auras you can get during this stage. But anyway, I'm gonna go with this look for now, but again, I'm probably gonna obviously make it look cool for the next part. Next time. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go to the parking areas, and then I guess I'll be do that. Ooh, but first, he's on the map. Yeah, you might be wondering why I'm interested in Grizzly Boy. Grizzly Boy is a rematch, so you want to rematch Grizzly Boy basically for Wonder later. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do first actually. Then yeah, you're gonna see this car look a little different in the next spot. It should look really cool. But anyway, so yeah, look forward to that. So yeah, again, next time you're gonna start stage 4 in a Honda Civic Type R F5. So yeah, look forward to that, and I'll see you guys again for that.